This is a scrapyard, and this is a $10,000 welding table. I want to build my dream welding table from nothing but scrap. Follow along as I attempt to save myself thousands by building my dream welding table myself. I've wanted a heavy-duty steel fixture table for years, but they're just so expensive. And with that knowledge, I had no plans to buy one anytime soon. Then, I picked up a project, which a fixture table would make much easier and higher quality. So, I told one of my friends that I was in the market for a fixture table, and while he was at the scrapyard, he sent me a picture of a steel plate that looked perfect for what I needed it for. You might be asking yourself, what even is a fixture table? A fixture table makes welding much more efficient and, well, just better.
What you looking for?
When you weld something, as it cools, the welds shrink. So what was once straight and in alignment is now crooked and misaligned after you weld it. The best way to prevent that from happening is by clamping it down. But if you don't have something flat and strong enough to resist the warping, whatever you're welding is obviously still going to end up warped. Having a heavy-duty steel plate which I can clamp to and is stiff and durable enough to resist the surprisingly strong forces at play is extremely beneficial. If you clamp your workpiece to a thin steel table, you're still going to end up with a warped product in addition to your now warped table. Finding a truly flat plate of any reasonable size is a lot more difficult than you might think. Most of them end up warping somehow, but luckily this already machined flat plate was taken to the scrapyard for my enjoyment. Not only is it machined flat, it already has holes drilled in it for me, which gives me a huge head start, especially because I don't own a mag drill. And of course, because everything came from a scrapyard, and nothing is under a roof at the scrapyard, everything has rust on it. A lot of rust. So, I did hire my friend Bob to help me remove the rust. Thank you, Bob. After we got most of the rust off of one side, it was time to flip it over, and being that this plate weighs over 1,000 pounds, that was a lot easier said than done.
Is that metal sharp? Yeah, it is.
Big shout out to my man DT, could not have gotten this done without him. He came in clutch so many times on this project and the ones after this. Now that we got the plate flipped over, we can start working on the other side and the legs. If you plan to do a whole lot of cutting, I highly recommend spending a little more and buying yourself a nice cold cut saw like the one I'm using here. The level of precision you can attain is on another level than the abrasive cutoff saws. After I bought this one, I regretted not buying one sooner. And no, I'm not sponsored, I'm just that impressed. You can just see how clean these cuts are. This is with no deburring or anything. These are fresh off the saw. honestly can't say for certain that this is even doing anything, but if it even slightly decreases the odds that I warp this plate when I go to weld the legs on, then it's worth it to me. Plus, my welder is only rated to weld 1/4 inch thick plate, and this plate is literally more than 6 times as thick. So, a little preheating to help with penetration, even if it only helps a small amount, definitely won't hurt anything. If you're building something and you can use a jig, do it. It's going to make your life so much easier. Before I started these welds, I did end up heating the plate up again. I just didn't feel the need to show that because you guys just saw me heat it up, but it did happen. Here's the start of one of the most tedious parts of the project, and frankly, the part that I dislike the most. Every time I need to drill holes in metal, I always underestimate how long it's going to take. This was not an exception. I'm going to weld a nut over these holes and then weld them to the bottom of the legs. I'm putting leveling bolts on the bottom of the legs because I may not always have a level surface to set the table on. I was determined to build the table only from scrap, and the best casters I could find at the scrapyard were 2 mismatched pairs, and one pair was about 1 inch shorter than the other pair, so I needed to build a spacer to get them to the same level. These things were pretty dang dirty, and it was at the end of the day, so I figured I'd just let them soak in a bucket of soapy water overnight and then I'd take them apart and scrub them in the morning. Buying used casters was not worth the money I saved. If you're in the same boat, just buy new casters. Given the amount of time I spent cleaning and fixing these things, I could have bought brand new casters several times over. But at least I can still say this table was made entirely from scrap. At the time, I didn't feel like buying a bigger plate and cutting these out, and these 3/4 inch thick cutouts were the smallest plates the scrapyard had that would work. They're definitely overkill, but that's not always a bad thing. But I regretted this decision when I went to thread 16 holes through them to bolt the casters into place with a $40 60-piece tap and die set from Amazon. That sucked. You guys are so lucky you don't have to watch this whole process for all 16 holes. Clamping to this piece of tubing will help me keep the caster's attachment blades parallel. This isn't crucial, but I have a bit of OCD, and it'd bother the heck out of me every time I looked at this table. Off camera, I welded a piece of angle iron to the side stretchers to give me a stable place to weld the plates to. For a 175 amp light duty MIG welder, this thing is done pretty well, but I need to upgrade soon. If you have any recommendations on which welder I should get, please let me know in the comments. This somewhat last-second idea ended up being one of my favorite parts of the welding table. But with the tools I have now, it was quite a bit of work. Having a lathe, even a small one, would have made life so much easier. But you gotta make do with what you got. Let me know what y'all think so far. What color should I paint it? Should I even paint it? Should I add anything to it before I finish everything up? Let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd do or I should have done differently. This video is already getting too long, but there's definitely going to be a part 2 to this. If you want to see me finish the table, other videos like this, or anything else I find interesting, there are several more videos in the works, so please hit that subscribe button and help me hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your time, and I hope to see y'all soon.